What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to being stopped by dialogue again. In the last episode, my goodness, did we do a lot. We took down the very first gym with the leader, Charon, giving us the basic badge, as well as meeting up with Professor Juniper and Bianca again. And as we made it through, we got access to the habitat list. We also got access to some new items as we went, and went over a few new ones that can be caught here on Route 20. Now, we're going to be stopped once again because Charon has told us that, is probably going to tell us that Hugh won the fight. But hold on. We got to go with him for some reason. Let's find out. Ah, yes, we got to go over dark grass. So the dark tall grass here, it's rare, but sometimes two Pokemon pop out at the same time. Also, the Pokemon that hide in dark grass are slightly stronger. So be careful if you walk through. If you're going to challenge the next gym, it's the Virbank gym. These might help. And we're going to get some Pecha Berries, which these actually really are going to help for the next gym. I promise you. Both of you, do your best. If you need anything, call me on the cross transceiver. Well, thanks, Charon. Charon sure knows a lot, and he fought those Team Plasma thugs, too. I've decided I'm going to get stronger than him. You should do your best. Fill up the Pokedex and have my back. Got it? You too, Hugh. You too. Okay, so rustling grass cannot be found in dark grass patches, by the way. That is exclusive to regular grass, which I would very much like to get to pop up exactly one time because, well, I do have some catching up to do with Tomoe, who I really haven't been using all that much because I've been so hell-bent on getting Jack to level 15, which he is right on the cusp to the point where I'm actually going to switch to Tomoe here and then let her finish off the fight so they can both get experience because he is definitely going to get enough to level up here. I can promise you. And I want to do absolutely everything in my power to make sure that I never let Jack faint. Otherwise, that is going to do a number to his happiness value. So we'll just, we'll be very, very cautious about making sure that that never happens. Now, Rain Dance Water Gun, always going to be nice. Honestly, not as much damage as I was expecting, but hey, a two-shot is still pretty darn good and probably what it was going to be regardless. So, down it goes. That is going to be more than enough to get Jack to level 15, and Jack wants to learn the move. Force Palm, absolutely. So, Force Palm, okay. Let's talk about this move. Base power of 60, which with stab makes it 90. Target is attacked with a shockwave. It may also leave the target with paralysis. I want to say at a 30% rate, which is incredibly nice. So that right there is going to immediately make Jack quite the powerhouse. That's going to allow him to do lots and lots of damage. Now, granted, I should clarify that as good of a physical attacker as Jack is now, he's technically going to be a little bit more specially oriented as soon as he evolves. So do keep that in mind. This is more for Riolu than it is for Lucario down the line. Okay, I really want to see... Okay, I guess we'll do this fight first, and then I really want to see if I can get some rustling grass to appear as I try to grab these items, because... yeah, I very much want to run into an encounter in there. Also, crap, I forgot to switch over to Tomoe in the lead of the party. That is my mistake. You know what? Let's show off Force Palm here. Let's just do it. This is the one opportunity. Dunsparce is weak to it, so I think it's perfect. Also, Dunsparce is worth a fair amount of experience points here. So look at all that damage. Awesome, awesome damage. Really love it, especially for a Pokemon that's actually quite defensive. So definitely happy to see that. That is going to be a move that is going to carry us for a good chunk of this Let's Play. Look at all that experience, too. That was awesome. Okay, so now let's put Tomoe in the front of the party, like I said I was going to, which is, I'm okay with this, honestly, that I've overused Jack a little bit, because Tomoe is going to get plenty of action in the next area anyway. Don't you worry. So we're going to get a dire hit here. I'm actually going to use a repel over here just because it will allow me to kind of run through the grass unaccosted, but also maybe up the chance of getting some rustling grass here as I go after this item. So there we go, get an antidote. And now I'm going to try to kind of just run back and forth until this rustling grass appears. If my repel wears off, then I'll just kind of walk on out of the grass and see if we can get it to appear then. Okay, there we go. We finally got a patch to spawn. Now, really hoping I don't encounter anything in the first patch. Go! Thank you! All right, now I can actually demonstrate this thing. So, almost every single time you're going to run into Audino, but apart from Audino, there are actually a number of other Pokemon that can be rarely found in rustling patches, usually evolved forms of Pokemon that are also found in the area. Unfortunately, this Audino is level 2, which does me, like, absolutely no good whatsoever. But in future areas, it'll be much better. So usually the nice thing about Adino is that it gives a crap ton of experience points. I mean, for level 2, 46 experience is a ton. So Adino just has this incredibly high experience yield. Very good for farming for experience if you need it. Would highly recommend doing so if you ever feel like you're lagging behind in any way. If you are playing this game on expert mode, you're probably going to end up doing that even more so because, well, everything is at a higher level in that mode. Speaking of expert mode, let's talk about that for a second. So, I'm sure some people are wondering, hey, why am I not playing this on the higher difficulty? And that would make a lot of sense, except I don't like this game's expert mode in the slightest in the way. I was actually seriously considering it until I looked into it more and tried actually playing the game in expert mode, and I don't like its implementation because I don't actually see it as a difficulty change. Here's why. Expert mode sees a lot of Pokemon, mainly important trainers, but also gym leaders and Elite Four members, sees a lot of their Pokemon at higher levels at the same point that you would find them in the game, in normal mode or easy mode. However, it doesn't account for the fact that these Pokemon are higher level, therefore they also give more experience, which actually makes going through the game in a roundabout way a little bit easier because your Pokemon are easier to train. Yeah, you hit a wall. I'd say a little bit of a taller wall earlier on in the game, but after that point, it's really not harder in the slightest. Plus, I really don't like the way that the expert and easy modes are implemented in this game. First of all, you can't play easy mode until after you've built the game, which I feel like completely defeats the purpose. But the same also applies to expert mode, except for that they're locked to the save file. So it's not like you can use something else to unlock them. No, you have to beat the game. You have to never delete that save, and then you have to start a whole playthrough anew with that save, overwriting the old save. Really dumb. Really dumb implementation. I'm not a fan of it. And also, I just don't think that the expert mode, like I said, really is all that much tougher. So, anyway, as we head into this gate, we are about to head into... Hold on. Hello. Oh, you. You're with 2 Pokemon, but if you have more Pokemon, your journey could be even more fun. Here, I'll give you these. Why don't you catch more Pokemon? And we actually get our hands on some Great Balls, which is really freaking nice. I mean, I will happily take that. May put the Great Balls in the item's case. You know what they say, cheerful company shortens the miles. I will very much take that. Now, as we head on out of here, we're going to be heading into Virbank City, the site of the second gym, but also where our cross-transceiver is going to start ringing. Let's take a look. Hi, it's your mom. Where are you right now? Wow, Virbank City. There's a complex there, right? Have you been there yet? Mom, I just got here. The way it looks at night is really quite nice, and you can also train your Pokemon there. You know, your Pokemon can do some things, and you can do others. I hope you can all work together and accomplish amazing things. Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate it. But welcome to Virbank City, everybody. And oh my gosh, we're going to get stopped again. Roxy, don't try to stop me. I'm off to PokeStar Studios to live up to my true potential. My dream is to be a ship captain and a movie star. Get real. You're a captain already, aren't you? If that ship doesn't move, you're going to cause lots of trouble. Oh, dear daughter. You split your time between your responsibilities as a gym leader and with your band, right? I can do that too. I was trying to go for the William Shatner vibe there. I don't know if that really came across. Ah, you dimwitted, dead stump, deaf, dippy... I could not say that word fast enough. Dippy, dork, doltish, doofus. Doing double duty isn't the problem. You're causing problems for people. Keeping people from getting where they're going because of sheer selfishness is unforgivable. I've had it. I'm going to the gym. I like her spunk a lot. Okay, that right there is, well, can you guess it? That's the gym leader. We're going to go meet her... I was going to say soon enough, but honestly, we've got some things to do before we even get to that point. Let's go and heal up our Pokemon really quickly. And now we can finally explore Virbank City proper. There are a number of things to do here, but also some things that are completely locked off, like that item over there, which you're going to need Surf to get to, which obviously we do not have access to just yet. Now, like I said, there's a number of items around here. In fact, one of them, I believe, is right there. We get ourselves an antidote. Going to absolutely take that. Not bad. We did get our Great Balls, which are pretty cool. I think there's also an item that we can get in... Oh my gosh, this D-pad. I'm still getting used to it. In this house right here from somebody. Is it from... Oh, no, it's just right here. We get ourselves a Poke-Toy, which this, I do believe, is used for being able to automatically run away from a battle if you need to. You can also get yourself some more Pokeballs if you head on over this way. and we are going to be talking to... Where are you? Is it this guy? Yes. Roxy's poison is intense. It stings, stings, and stings. But you know what I did? I caught a Magnemite in the complex, and I was just fine. Here, I'll give you these. Go catch a Magnemite or something. Now, he says that because, well, it's a steel type, and poison types are completely ineffective against steel types, so there you go. I am not going to be catching myself a Magnemite now, though. Now, this building right here is where Roxy's father usually works, but obviously he's away. If we take a look, if you want the captain, he's in Pokestar Studios. His daughter Roxy is both a gym leader and a band leader, you know. Not wanting to be outdone, he said he needs to be a captain and an actor. Ship to Castelia City leaves from here. It can even cross the seas that are too rough for Pokemon to get through. Okay, I feel like this is a good time for us to finally bring up the Pokemon map, even though I haven't been doing it up to this point, because obviously Black and White 2 has a little bit of a different take on Unova from the first game, because in the first game you would start down in the corner of the map and then you kind of make your way around. This is where the first game began, Nuvema Town, all the way over here. Now this entire portion of the map is not accessible in the main game. We're not going to be getting to here until the post game. Instead, we're over here. This is Aspertia, there's Floxesi, and finally Virbank. And this is pretty much this entire area, just kind of this sequestered section to the side of the entire main map. But obviously, like I said, the ship takes you to Castelia, which is the central fixture right here, Castelia City. You also got yourself the sewers for some reason, but we'll get into that a little bit later. You got the Liberty Garden here, you got the Virbank complex there, and then you kind of finally got Pokestar Studios there. We're going to get into all of those here soon enough. The Virbank complex will actually be the first thing. However, I believe there is one more hidden item I want to go to, which I believe, and I don't think I have to surf to this to get to it, but I got to find a way down here. So, okay, I don't want to head to the complex. But I do want to kind of follow this. Yeah, here we go. Let's go over here. No, not you. That was really pretty, isn't it? Okay, hint metal riddles. Don't really care about that. There's like a bridge that I need to go under, but I have to remember exactly how to get to that part of the map, and I actually don't know. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Is it this one right here? Maybe it is actually this side. Let me take a look. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's like hidden back here. It's just like a single path that you can take all the way over this way. Now, I do believe it's right here in the corner. There it is. We get ourselves a Pearl, which is a nice sellable item. You can get a nice chunk of change for that. I want to say like 1,000 or 2,000 or something along those lines. Pretty much worth grabbing. And then there's actually one more item that is worth going after, which is... Oh, gosh, where is it at? It's, oh, what am I saying? It's the one by that that antidote that we actually picked up. If you go in here, there is a lady you can talk to. I believe it's a nursery aide right here. Children teach me many things, so they are my teachers. Pokemon are your teachers. Not you. Is it this guy or is it that lady up there? Maybe that lady up there. Let's see. Hold on. Trainer, just in case your Pokemon gets burned, please use this on the Pokemon. Okay, there we go. And this is actually kind of necessary because there are a couple of Pokemon in the Virbank complex that have fire-type moves, so that is worth grabbing. But there we go. We have grabbed all of the items here in Virbank City. And now we can head off to the complex. And as we head on into here, we are actually going to be going over some new Pokemon. In the outer area, there's a couple of new ones worth going after. Those are Magnemite, Elekid if you're playing Pokemon White 2, or Magby if you're playing Pokemon Black 2. Magnemite is a steel and electric type Pokemon that evolves into Magneton at level 30 and again into Magnezone when leveled up inside Chargestone Cave. This is a fantastic Pokemon that requires a decent amount of investment, but stands right next to and possibly even above Ampharos as a more unique electric type option. It has great defenses and excellent special attack stat, as well as a relatively good learn set, although it doesn't actually get a great electric type move until level 51, where it learns Discharge, so putting a Thunderbolt TM on it is not the worst idea. It can also get access to Magnet Rise, eliminating its worst weakness in ground type for a few turns, but it still obviously has fire and fighting to worry about. There are a few problems with this Pokemon, however. Its TM access is actually pretty terrible. Outside of the aforementioned Thunderbolt, you're going to be relying on its leveling moves pretty much the entire way. On top of that, its early moveset is also pretty terrible, mostly having access to more inferior physical moves like Spark and Magnet Bomb. Its first truly good offensive move is Mirror Shot, which it doesn't get until level 25, so bear that in mind. It's also a bit less of an overall sweeper than something like Ampharos. If you play into its strengths, it's great, but a bit more niche than the Tall Sheep, I'm afraid.
Elekid is a pure electric type that evolves into Electabuzz with high friendship, and again into Electivire when traded while holding an Electorizer, and is exclusive to White 2. This is one of the best physical attacking electric types in the entire Pokedex, with good speed, good specials, and that really great physical attack, making Thunder Punch the obvious hallmark of this thing's abilities. Plus, it also has access to great TMs like Earthquake and Brick Break, as well as tutor moves like Dual Chop and Ice Punch. The problem obviously arises with evolution requirements, as baby Pokemon are always kind of a pain to evolve early, but it hits another roadblock very quickly with the trade requirement and the unique item, which can't be gotten for a very long time. The shorter answer is Electabuzz is good, but you can definitely do better. Ampharos is better, Magnezone is better, but Electivire can absolutely measure up to those two and is probably even better than Ampharos in many ways. As a physical electric sweeper, it can't be beat, but if that evolution requirement is prohibitive, then this just isn't worth it. Just about the same exact logic applies to Magby, the pure Fire-type Pokemon, which also evolves with high friendship into Magmar, and again into Magmortar when traded while holding a Magmarizer. Being exclusive to Black 2, that item is obtained in exactly the same place as the Electorizer is in White 2, so the same downsides apply, on top of the fact that this Pokemon might be even more one-note than Electivire due to its complete lack of anything but fire moves while leveling up. Thankfully, TMs are its saving grace, with moves like Psychic Thunderbolt and Focus Blast at its disposal, but it definitely relies on the TMs more heavily than the electric-type counterpart. On top of that, while Electivire does have a lot more competition in the same department, Magmortar has to stand up to Chandelure, and personally, I just don't think that's a fair fight in the slightest. Okay, and we got a little bit of a time to explore around, but not very much. There's actually, I do want to check out this rustling grass patch here really quickly, though. Okay. Yes, this Audino was absolutely worth taking down. It was level 11 and gave me nearly 800 experience points, which is just absolutely crazy. I got Focus Energy, which I don't really think is all that great of a move, but it is technically better than Water Sports, so I guess I'll take it. And that might be enough. Yep, all the way to level 14 off of this one Audino. That was a huge bump. And then halfway to level 15. Holy crap. That was absolutely worth it. Whenever I see rustling grass, I am going to go out of my way to try to get it if possible. I think that's always worth it. Why don't you trade your Pokeball for my Great Ball? Sure, why not? Okay, cool. So you can do this once per day, by the way. This is an offer that is always available once each day. Obviously, that's only going to be really useful in the early game, but hey, it's still pretty nice because Great Balls are obviously better and more valuable. Now, as we head down here into the inner part of the complex, I'm going to call this an episode, guys, because that's going to be it for this one. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. We got new Pokemon to go over next time, as well as a bunch of items to grab and trainers to fight as we continue to train in here in preparation for finally taking on the Virbank Gym. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.